Hey everyone, J-Stripes here again. We're going with the first place Richmond 4K build, Iden Blue. We're gonna slot out these sparks. If you've watched before, we take those out versus aggro. Same thing with these I Am Your Fathers. We'll slot in these devotions instead, and then we'll start. Just because the main deck is mostly built for anti-control. Really can slot out those restocks for Dooku's also, but we don't have two super lasers, a devotion, but we don't have a unit to put it on, so we will mulligan there. This is a bit better. Facing a double red Sabine build, so they'll be going aggression, so I'm expecting them to we'll see that at some point in this match. Keeping that in mind, just trying to see what we want to do. But I don't need two Inferno 4s. Inferno 4 anyway really sucks against A-Wing. They've got initiative, which is really important for them. Anyway. Just keeping the momentum on there. And they've got red 3. They're on Rallying Cry. A double red card, which I haven't seen even in double red Sabine tournament lists at the very least yet. So just gives each friendly unit raid 2. So knowing that that's in there, we really want to be trading for their units early. If they don't have any units, they can't give them raid. Okay. I want to keep a bunch of blue in our hand for Childson. Again, this Inferno 4 not good in this matchup. So they'll hit our base with that, I'm assuming. Yeah. So then Sabine can't be attacked if there's 3 among other. So right now there's just 1. Because of the heroic aspect. I don't think Sabine can get up to 3 aspects in a double red unless they're playing off aspect stuff. We really want to be just getting as much off the board as we can. We'll probably play this Death Trooper. And we'll heal ourselves, and then we'll pass. Just trying to keep as little on us as we can. So Chilton can be a 5/5. Prefer it if he was a 6/6, but kind of depends on the ordering here. If they play like a wing leader and get Sabine up to a 4/7. We'll see though. I think we'll resource that probe droid just so we can keep some blue for Childson, because we can Childson twice. Let's see. I think we're going to just get rid of their Sabine. Can kind of wait and see what they're going to do. We can heal here. Iden is kind of like the direct counter to Sabine's action, at least in the sense of how Iden heals and Sabine pings. Okay, so we could pass. We also just try and take out their red 3. Maybe we'll pass and just see what they're going to do. They could claim here, but if they do, they won't be able to get their Sabine out. Okay. So we'll play our Childson and reveal the rest. Because now they've just got 1 resource. They couldn't, yeah. I don't think there's a way for them to get rid of Childson this way. Okay, they can go around Childson. That would be the difference there. So we can claim. And then first thing we'll probably need to do is take down that red 3. Okay, we've got Vigilance here, so Vigilance really nice, because we can just defeat the red 3 that way and heal. We could also run Childson into Sabine first. That's kind of my other thought, or just takedown, because if they play a wing leader or something and like buff Sabine, it's really hard to deal with. But it's a trade-off. This Juggernaut is alright, assuming we can land and keep a blue unit. So maybe I'll resource search your feelings here. I'm sort of honestly leaning towards just attacking Sabine first. I just really do not want that Sabine to get but they can aggression there too and knock the experience off of Childson. I'm just going to attack Sabine. I really don't want her out. Too many times I've seen her buffed and become a real big problem. Okay, so now we can Vigilance and we'll just defeat and heal. Defeat that. Puts us to 11. So now we've got like 19 left. And we can claim here. And we can put a Kaga Juggernaut out right away and heal that 4, which is probably the more important thing to be doing here. Takedown. Man, I just don't think takedown is that essential. But maybe this isn't either. So maybe we'll resource that. First thing we can do is use our Juggernaut, go up to 7. But it does make it so that we can't, get rid of that Spec Force soldier though. But it's just, again, a trade-off of like healing or removing the unit. Okay, they have, so yeah, they can go around, which is like fine, because then we can just attack straight into that. We can also play our Iden here. Okay, they've got a K2SO. So, do we claim or do we start getting rid of stuff? Maybe we claim. Okay, we've got another cargo. This entrenched. Again, a little less good here. Let's attack their saboteur. Just so they can't get around us. And when their units die, we'll be healing up a little bit, which takes out a little bit of the downsides of K2SO on there. And K2SO, right, can zap us, but when he dies, but it's not going to matter if we get healed up anyway. Because then we'll go back up to 12. I think the momentum's against them, even with this kind of a thing. Because if we claim here, and then, I mean, our Childson's probably going to be a, let's see if we need to go up to 8. I mean, we kind of want to be working toward the Avenger, working toward our top end. So I think we are going to keep resourcing. We could just straight away get rid of 2 tubes, assuming they may have another wing leader. Because really we've only seen that one so far. So I'm sort of leaning toward getting rid of 2 tubes and just playing total control, getting rid of anything as it comes out. Then we'll try Devotion on our Juggernaut, which will give us more healing there. Then, so we don't want to play the Chilled Sun. Okay. I think we can afford to resource that one Super Laser Blast. We are going first here, so they've only got one, so we will try the Avenger. Okay, looks like they just GG'd there, or maybe they just left. We'll GG them. Let's see if we can go back over this map. Yeah, they just disconnected there. Saw the writing on the wall. This double red Sabine, I'm not sure how well, I mean, it can go under control decks. I know some people are saying that it can. I would like to see maybe like how that would work. In my experience, I have not really seen that play out as well as it may on paper, but it could just be that I haven't seen it yet. Just because, like, with the huge amount of healing in here, I think, like, when you sideboard in the Devotions to and Vigilance at 4, it makes it really, really hard for any aggro, I think, to come under that. And you can use, do we have a, we resource that search, but even with these Search Our Feelings, when we don't have the Vigilance, I think, yeah, if you can resolve 2 or 3 Vigilance, I don't know how they come back from that. You basically healed 15, which is half of your starting health, and defeated, probably 3 units at that point. The best thing they can usually do is to stick these, like, fighters, because they have 4 health, K2, 4 health, but, like, Sabine, Benthic, Fleet Lieutenants, they all just die straight away to Vigilance, so I do think those partisan insurgents there, which you do see in the red Sabine list, can help because Vigilance can't get rid of them because of their 4 health. And Wing Leaders are nice too, in the sense that, I mean, Wing Leader can put these other cards out of the range of Vigilance, but you may just have to be mulliganing pretty heavily to make sure you've got like a Wing Leader to play right away on the when you go into the second turn, to buff them out of that range. That would put like a whole lot of pressure on this deck. But that will be the end of match 1. We'll see you in match number 2. Alright, looks like we're going into round number 2 against a Han deck. Let's quickly switch these cards out. I don't know as we need those either. Okay. We'll try this. Usually I kind of end up leaving those restocks in, but we'll try with Dooku. I think we will keep. Just since we've got a make an opening at 3, plus we do have these. I don't know how important Devotion is going to be in this matchup. They're probably not going to be trying to stick stuff. Although if they play like Battlefield Marine first, it might be really nice to have a Devotion. At the same time, I mean, like, each of these is good. This is good to tie up the Falcon. This is good to take out, targeted removal. So maybe we'll just do that though, and then it's just like a trade-off here. Maybe we'll plan to arena dodge them and resource that Chilled Sun. We may rue that decision later though, especially if Chilled Sun can come out as 6/6 or something. We do want to keep a Super Laser Blast because we're going to be really sad if we don't leave that on top and we never pull another one. Similarly with Vanquish, best way to deal with the home ones, but I do think we can, if we keep the Super Laser Blast on the top, by the time they get up there, I mean, should be alright. Maybe we'll put that on the bottom. And then we'll pass. So they're not using Alliance Dispatcher to jump into anything right away. We've already resourced one takedown. They're not dropping anything though, so I think I'm going to resource that devotion. I was, like I said, kind of looking out for a battlefield marine or something that would be hitting us for like 3 a turn, and then being able to like heal 2 basically makes it just hit for 1 a turn. And then we're hitting for 3. Although since they're both on these high health bases, it's I mean, they're just gonna play that down there. I mean, I think we're just gonna claim here. I don't think it's worth the 2 at this point in the match. So we can entrench that defender and then arena dodge them so we can super laser blast. But we can't ramp, and they'll get Han out on 6. Have their big Han play. It's just whether or not, I mean, like, I guess it's probably better to entrench the Han. So maybe we'll take down this Echo Base Defender. They can jump to 5, which means next turn they can jump to 6. Okay. Looks like they claimed there, maybe? With nothing, didn't do anything. Okay. So we're still in the same kind of spot. Where do we keep... I mean, this will come in handy at some point, I know. But, like, currently, at least, maybe less so. We'll be on 5. So we can afford to entrench and then do something for 3. So maybe we'll resource that again. So only 1 devotion left. Okay. So they'll pitch. We need to save. So let them get their Han out, I'm assuming. Because then they want to go up even more. They passed. So if we claim, then the round's over. So I think that's what we'll do. I was expecting them to drop Han and then go up, but looks like they're not. So, I mean, we can Iden. We're getting up here on resources too. They had to defeat, so they had defeated that Leia. We do want to be responsive, so... I mean, at this point we can search and do entrenched. But we're going to whack while we can. And then, and they can just flat out drop Han normally. Looks like they're... It says resolving play. So I don't know if they're... Okay. Pitching another card from their hand. I'm assuming they're going to try and U-wing here. So, we've got a blast in hand. It's just how much are we going to try and minimize the damage of next turn to last a little bit. So, I think we'll search for a vigilance to potentially heal if we need. But we're still at 0, so no matter what they grab, yeah, which is what they're doing. I mean, they can dump as much as they want. I don't know how much. They're pulling all this stuff out of their deck. But it's just going to die after next turn. And if they want to try and drop Han, I guess that's why we would keep passing potentially. You can also entrench that Falcon. We'll pass. I mean, I don't know if they're going to drop Han. It would be kind of greedy for them to try that. I think we're claim. It seems highly unlikely to drop Han because, I mean, they're not going to be able to play a whole lot if they do that. Okay, so they bounce their Falcon. This Death Trooper is nice, at least for pinging that Leia, to be honest. We got like 2 blasts. Make an opening is also good, though. but this does give us board presence, so making openings a little better against aggro here. Here it doesn't matter quite so much. Are they defeating? Okay, looks like I was trying to see what they had used. It looks like they pitched a Bright Hope. So we'll probably defeat and mill, honestly. Just because, I mean, I don't know, sort of the heal seems a little silly to me when we've got 3. We hit a home 1 and a Han, so pretty good hits there. And then I think we'll pass, hoping that they drop Han. Okay, they'll spark. This is a good thing we kept 2 super laser blasts, because now they can only discard 1. Double spark, okay. Fine by me. We'll get rid of their Leia, so they've got no board. See what they want to drop. I mean, like, we can drop Iden here. They've got nothing. And we can be whacking them for, 9 a turn. And we'll pass there. Okay, so we can Dooku this Han. I think we'll, pass there. So maybe we run the Death Trooper into Han. I was trying to see what they had. That Battlefield Marine was from the top, so they're going to U-wing again. Dooku's also nice because it can just get rid of that Falcon, which is also a legitimate line of play. Because they've done 2 U-wings. I mean, worst case, they U-wing us again next turn. Looks like they tried to select 4, it says. 4 things, but max 3. Okay, so they can exhaust. So it's just whether we want to try and get Han or the Falcon. I think Falcon is honestly a little bit more annoying to me. So I'm going to get that. And then I'm probably going to run this Death Trooper into that Battlefield Marine to keep stuff off of their board. Or is it better just to push? I think it might be better to push 9, 12. We got like 14 on board. And they'll be at 17 next turn, which is lethal unless they trade with us. And we've got like 2 shielded, although we can heal by running our units into their units. So they're kind of, unless they get rid of Iden, they're a little screwed either way, because if they do want to trade for us, we'll be healing. But if they don't trade for us, they'll be dead. So they're kind of in between a rock and a hard place, kind of exactly where we want them to be. Looks like they're thinking pretty hard about this, though. They claimed here we're going to just, like I said, keep attacking the base. I want to get in our damage, so we'll probably do Death Trooper here, assuming that they don't get our Death Trooper. We do want to keep it entrenched so that we can use that later. Although it might be nice to like get an Avenger at some point. Maybe we'll, gosh, but this Inferno 4 is good too, just being able to like play another one and dig again. But I do want to go up in resources. I know they got 2 of our super laser blasts, but they're kind of also milling themselves with Han's on attack. That's not a May ability. Looks like they took a shield off. Okay, so they're just going to try and hit Iden with Han. Which, I wonder if we should just be like trading for their units, though, at this point. I think I will, because if they want to run on into Iden now, they've got like no board, and then we can Death Trooper him. I was just going to go straight on the base, but if we can take care of basically all of their units, I don't mind missing that 4 damage. And they need units out, for home 1. I don't know how many they would be running, though. Are they waylay? Okay. Fine. We'll attack here. Again, like Dooku, it doesn't say non-leader unit, so if they want to be attacking our stuff with Han, we can just Dooku them. Or we can just Dooku that. I think we'll do this, deal the damage to himself, get rid of that, just because that is less resources to get rid of more things. We'll probably, play this patrol craft. Because then we've got 3, 9, 11 on board next turn that way. And they've still just got that Han. I guess it could be on like a surprise strike or something. So we may, like I said, rue that Childson resource way back when. That is something that, happens to me. I get a little more, when I switch to putting pressure on, sometimes I'm like, well, Childson is usually just really good to keep. We can also take down, it might be good to keep that finally, like for that Han. I don't know if we need 2 vanquishes here. We do have 1. They've played how many of their sparks? Is it all 3? Are they all gone? No, they might have 1 more. There's their home 1, which will give restore 1 to Han. And looks okay. So they can pull 8 and 3. Yeah, exactly. Pull all of that. Okay. So I think we've got to vanquish the home 1. Don't really have a choice there. So then it's kind of like, what do they do with that? At this point, we can end up arena dodging them by hitting the lackeys and then entrenching the Han, which is maybe what we'll need to do just to prepare. And then we're just going to whack, and we will heal, and then pass, which puts them, I think, still at lethal, and we can devotion. I don't think we want resource here anymore. It's kind of a moot point. But I think we're just going to, try and hit first. Okay, they got another home 1. Wow. That must be their last. Okay. Pulled that, but I won't be able to ambush that really. Yeah, we can't double arena dodge. Whoa. Undoing their actions? Okay. No valid targets. Okay, it reverted the game state because they couldn't ambush that. So it wasn't their fault. They didn't undo it. They just tried to ambush when there was nothing out, I guess. So I hope it's not locking them into something that they can't do. They should be able to pull that out and just not resolve the ambush. Or skip it. Yeah. So yeah, they'll have to pass with that. Yeah. Okay. And they can't attack with Han. I think it's GG though, because the Han is entrenched. Even though this is out, doesn't really matter, because we can just attack the base and they'll be at 30. So I think we're just going to GG them there. Yeah, it wouldn't have really mattered anyway. They can't attack with Han. They can't knock off that entrenched, so. Looks like they're trying to attack with Han. Oh, they claim. Right. Looks like it's a Han Solo. There are no valid targets. Reverting. Yeah, maybe they forgot that we had that entrenched on there. So we'll swing with Inferno 4 right into the base. That'll be game. That will be match number 2. Alright, looks like we're going into match number 3 against a Luke deck by Key Feru. We'll slot out some of these cards real quick that we don't need in this specific matchup. And we'll decide to go first here. Luke Red seems like a fun deck to play. I might try it here soon. I don't think like the force stuff is necessarily like as strong as some other things like mid-range or really focused aggro or super heavy control, but it does look really fun to play, especially like cheer it, those kinds of things. Let's see here though. They may have an A-wing since they're in heroic red. We will not mulligan there. But we don't want to play this Inferno 4. It will get eaten. We don't need to search our feelings, probably. We've got a lot of very high drop cards, or heavy resource cards. So we'll see what they've got. They've got a repair, so they're like main deck repair. They do have that green squadron, so feeling good that I did not try and drop that Inferno 4. Bombing run. Okay, so they can like bomb it. If we try and arena dodge them, especially with they're just gonna get rid of them all, but they can't do that till turn 5. They've got double repair in their first turn. I'm assuming they kept it because of the green squadron A-wing. But we'll claim here. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we get a Power of the Dark Side. Would be real nice. No, kind of playing into their arena dodge strategy here because all we've got are these things to spam the ground. It's just like whether or not it's worth it to try and get all that in before they wipe. Probably not. We'll attack first. I think we're just going to drop our other probe droid, see what they drew up. They have, it binds all things. I love that card, really. Yeah, play tested with that back when you could only really use Force Table in a Inquisitor's deck run by Vader. Stuck all the kind of dark side Force units you can in there. Really fun. Kind of doubles as removal. Plus keeps your units around longer. Really kind of fun card, especially as we see more Force units later. They're going to repair, which is okay. If they want to spend their action doing that, we'll just claim. So they're going to have to like use those. Man, 2 Avengers, another Death Trooper. Again, we could drop the Death Trooper. They'll go up to 4. If they claim, they'll go up to 5. So we might not even get damage in with it at this point, right? So I'm just going to resource it. I've not hit a Vigilance yet, so we might search our feelings for one and try and get rid of that A-wing. But first things first, we gotta stick the damage out while we can. Always want to be pushing that damage. I've seen they're trying to like arena dodge us, so we'll see if they get like more A-wings up in the air. Okay, they're using Force is with me. Let's see. I'll pop that up. So they give 2 experience for 4 cost. So not that good for like the 2, but if you do have a Force unit, it gives it a shield and then you can attack. So that's alright. I mean, like, gives you 2 experience plus you can attack, so you're up on actions for the action economy. But and we also cannot get rid of it with the Vigilance now, which is the sort of more core issue because they're just going to bombing run, which is kind of like a one-sided board wipe because they're going to bomb our probe droids. So we really want to get rid of that A-wing, especially before they can like get Luke out on 6 and then start putting shields on it. It's going to be like impossible to get rid of it. So we're going to have to search our feelings for a way to remove that. I wonder if it like tells them. Search your deck for a card and draw it, and then shuffle. I think we'll grab power, really. And then we'll pass. So if they do resource and bombing run us right away, we can just power of the dark side. Plus we have 2 vanquishes. I thought about pulling the vanquish, but at the same time, maybe not. So I'm wondering if I should just like vanquish. They'll bombing run. Maybe I'll vanquish. So if they try and do like a Luke or something, I can just get rid of it that way. Yeah. Hopefully they play like Obi-Wan Kenobi first, and then I can power of the dark side him. It's just like whether I want to heal. Did they grab it already? They did, so we will heal since they've already got it. Dooku, good. Kind of put him in here because of A-Wings, because A-Wings have 3 health base, and Count Dooku can get them. Although he's also fine against the leaders, because if we can get Luke down a little bit in health. Okay, I think we can afford to resource an Avenger here. Are they just going to play Luke? Okay, so now is when we power of the dark side. No more Luke. Okay, so they'll repair. At this point, I mean, like, we could drop Iden, but then... So maybe we should do that and then just start hitting them. Although, it's just like, is it better to claim? Maybe we'll drop Iden so that we can heal up with Cargo Juggernaut next turn. Maybe they'll double make an... Like, they can't. They're only on 2. I was going to say, like, maybe they're going to try and double make an opening here. But maybe they just wanted to take less damage or something. Okay, we'll pass here. There's a Vigilance. Alright. They could be on, like, Redemption in the air, potentially. They might also have, like, Luke, who can be real annoying to deal with. If we can, we want to hit first, like normal. It's just like, let's think about what we're resourcing here. System Patrolcraft is great against A-Wings. We've only seen one, but also Vigilance is great against A-Wings. And Dooku's great against A-Wings. So I don't think we need like all of those things to deal with an A-Wing. So we'll get rid of that. I think these other cards are a little bit better. We'll hit, it looks like, did they pass or something? They did pass. Okay. Interesting. Passed again. Alright. We'll do Cargo Juggernaut to heal ourselves up to 3. Which puts 8 on board. I'm really expecting an Obi-Wan here, but maybe if they don't have something else to put stuff on, they're a little nervous that we're going to just immediately get rid of it, and they won't have a way to do anything, which we can now, but we didn't before, but now we do have a Vanquish. And if they let us get up to 9, I mean, that's pretty risky for them because if they wait till then, we're just going to Avenger them, and they're still going to be in the same spot. So, I'm trying to think like what we resource here. Again, I don't know if we need 2 super laser blasts, especially against this deck. Against a green deck, I would probably consider keeping them because you don't want to get hit with like 2 U-wing reinforcements in a row or something. You want to be able to hold off and blow everything up again if you have to. It also kind of depends on the units. If they're focusing on like force units, they're a little expensive, and usually you're trying to use other cards on them, like Forces with Me and Jedi Lightsabers, so it takes like a minute to kind of stick them out. And if you can't, then... So we could play Dooku here, zap that Restored Arc. We could also just Vigilance and Mill. I think I'm going to lean toward Dooku to get rid of him, because that keeps our board pressure nicely. Leaves 9 on board. So we'll get them up to 20 if they can get rid of these. Plus both of them are shielded and they're in red, which is really rough for them too. There's not a good way besides aggression unless they've sided in disabling fangs or something to knock shields off. But really, honestly, even if they did that, or even if they played, I think it's like Power Failure, that's got the Droideka getting zapped on it, which knocks off all upgrades. Even if they had something like that, it doesn't, I guess I should stop talking and play the game. That wouldn't really help, because we still got the units, even if they somehow knock all the shields off. So if they play like a Luke at 7, I mean, they're really just going to be out of luck, because they didn't. They played an Arc. I guess we could have done with that. K2SO. We'll keep attacking the base. We can Vigilance Mill again, or just like heal. But we could also just play an Avenger and see. I'm assuming they've got like Vanquishes of their own, which they're probably like holding off for that. So I do think we could also just play another Cargo Juggernaut. Like, then they've got to, and maybe that's a better thing to do. If we play the Cargo Juggernaut, like, they have to use a Vanquish or something on these things, because they'll die. Versus an Avenger, which makes it, I think the shield is just like better to kind of like play around them and play around what they're doing, really. Which puts us at 0, and then we can pass there. So we got like double vigilance. I don't know if we, like, entrenched wise, I mean, we probably do want to keep it, just because if they play a redemption, would be nice to have it. So I think we're going to stop resourcing at this point. And we're just going to get in maximum damage. They're going to have to get rid of something on board if they want to survive. Luke can do that. They might have played K2SO hoping for the Luke, because then the Luke can take out something else, because he gives them -6/-6. Sorry about that. I bumped the mic again, but I think what we're going to do is just want to like vanquish K2SO, because then, I mean, yeah. I was honestly thinking they would like K2SO into like Dooku and then try and go from there. I mean, we'll discard the Super Laser Blast, I guess. Okay, they're gonna force throw, make us discard. I mean, like, we don't need these vigilances, to be honest. Yeah, because we're at like 0, and milling them out is less important. I guess we can like heal. We can entrench them, and then I think they lose, because they can heal 1, which puts them at 24, but I think they still be dead, so I'm just gonna do it. And if they try and like devotion or something, it doesn't really matter, because they're not gonna be able to like heal enough in this amount of turns with what they've got. Okay, yeah, so we'll GG them there. Attack with our Cargo Juggernaut, and that will be the end of Game 3. Thank you for watching. If you like the content, want to see more of it, be sure to like and subscribe. Post new gameplay videos each day or so. Have a good day. See you later.